So how do you feel about beetles? Not the Fab Four, the four-legged insects. Though some may find the bugs a bit creepy, beetles are actually beneficial. So here to explain is Grace Carter. She's a 4-H agent with the Duval County Extension Office. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, we're excited to be here this morning, and I managed to bring some of our friends to talk a little bit about beetles and also how families can introduce their kids to science through bugs you can find in your backyard.
Okay, so we were mentioning though that they can be beneficial. Why should we care about beetles then?
Certainly. So a lot of people think of beetles more as a pest type bug, and some types can be a pest because they do chew on your plants, your garden vegetables, but there are a lot of benefits to beetles as well. They can be pollinators. A lot of people don't think of them as pollinators, but some breeds can be. They can be decomposers, and they can also be predator bugs to help take care of some of those garden pests you might have as well.
And so what kind did you bring with you today?
So I have a little bit of everything here. I can share with you a little bit about beetles in general. A great way to learn about them is to start off with something that you might see commonly at a pet store, which is a mealworm. And a lot of people don't think of mealworms as being a beetles, but all beetles go through metamorphosis, just like a butterfly.
Had no idea.
So today I can actually show you 3 of the 4 stages of metamorphosis that they go through. So this one is going to be our stage 1, and this is the larva stage. It's what we would call a mealworm.
So it comes out of the egg that way?
It comes out of the egg smaller, but then grows. Yes, and it'll grow and molt as it's getting bigger there. Now we think of those a lot of times as a food storage pest, and they can be because they want to eat your dry foods, so you have to be aware of a mealworm. Now the next stage they're going to go through, though, that we can kind of demonstrate is the pupa stage, and that is what we might equate with like our chrysalis of a butterfly, but this is what it looks like for our beetles. And I kind of think it looks like an alien. That's what I tell the kids.
It's a little bit thicker, a little bit shorter, and then it turns into a beetle from that?
It turns into a beetle from that.
What kind of beetle is this, though?
So this is a darkling beetle. And
like I know the difference, but
and I'll set him here. So he might crawl around a little bit there.
Oh my gosh.
But these guys, when they first emerge from their pupa form, they're a lot lighter, and they get darker as they start to develop and dry there.
Oh my gosh, this is so, it's funny too, because she was like, do you want to touch any of them? I go, as long as there's no spiders, I think we'll be all right.
So I can help you get these guys back.
And this is a great way to kind of show kids if they don't want to do, if the parents don't want to deal with the butterfly situation, this is another way they can learn the metamorphosis.
A super easy way. All they need is some dry food, and then I give them some potato for moisture too.
Okay, and then what else do you have, and how is it beneficial?
All right, so we also have an example of a decomposer here. And this is what we commonly call a best bug, and they're really neat. They like to eat and chew on rotten, decaying wood. And so I can hand this guy to you. Now, one of the coolest things about these guys, and you could just flip him right over. One of the coolest things about these guys is they make a lot of different sounds. So he can make over 15 different types of sounds.
That's amazing.
By rubbing his wings against his abdomen. And so you might hear them chitter-chattering. Now, bugs don't have vocal cords like we do because they don't have lungs like we do. But you can hear them make some different noises still.
Oh my gosh, it's actually really pretty too.
He does have that really pretty shiny exoskeleton.
Yeah, very nice.
So we can pull him out.
So they help to, you know, all this like driftwood or just decaying wood, they kind of just get rid of it over time?
Yeah, so if you have some old wood in your yard, you might look and see, look under it, and there could be a best bug down there.
Wonderful. And then this one is super pretty and iridescent. What is this one in here?
This is a beautiful bug, yes. This is a fiery searcher. It's a caterpillar hunter. It eats a lot of larval forms of different bugs. And he has a beautiful green metallic color with some gorgeous darker reds and bluish tints around him. Now, I'm going to be a little more cautious about pulling him out because you always want to be careful when you're looking at beetles to make sure you know what it is that you are talking about before you touch them. Because this guy actually can emit a musk when he feels scared. And some beetles, because they do have that big mandible, can also give you a little bit of a bite too.
Really? Okay, good to know.
See if he'll kind of come around.
Now, I have held a ladybug before, right? We always think that's good luck and everything, but it has left one time, I have noticed, like a little yellow deposit, we'll just say. I don't know what it was, but is that kind of what you're talking about? Is it a deterrence maybe, or maybe you just had to go to the bathroom?
They can do both, yes. So these are actually some examples of ladybugs here. Now ladybugs are neat because they are actually a predatory bug, and most people don't think of them as being a predator, but we can use ladybugs to get rid of a lot of garden pests.
Oh, okay.
And so that's a neat one for your kids or your grandkids to see as well, because we think of them as these fun, friendly ladybugs, but they can do a service too. So the ladybugs, there's actually over 6,000 different varieties across the planet.
That's crazy to me.
So you can see them a little bit of everywhere.
How cool is that? Well, if somebody wants to learn a little bit more about these beneficial beetles, or maybe their kids want to get involved, how can they get in touch with y'all?
Yes, so if you have a kid who would like to be involved in any of our 4-H bug programs, or if you're a school teacher who would like to bring some bug programs to your classroom, you can contact our 4-H office. Now, if you're an adult who would like to learn more about bugs, you can contact our agriculture agents at the Extension office, and they can chat with you more. And then we also are partnering this weekend with the Garden Club of Jacksonville to do a beetles program with them, and the Garden Club of Jacksonville does a lot of awesome youth programs every single month. So you can look at their website too to learn some more information.
I learned so much in this, 5-minute segment. Thank you so much for joining us today, but I bet you'll learn a lot more if you take one of those classes or workshops.
So we'd love to have you.
Thanks for bringing any names really quickly before we go. I want to say goodbye
we've got Ringo, we've got even Yoko's in there, we've got John.
All the beetles. All right. And if you'd like to see this segment again, just head to our website at firstcoastliving.com.